Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're operating in that kind of premium mode where the ticket prices are going up, the per capita is going up, but one little thing that doesn't go right can ruin the experience for somebody and can give them a negative feeling. Um, so obviously, with the way that this industry kind of operates, there are services, procurement of services is very important in the context of there are a lot of ongoing services, maintenance, facilities, catering, all the different things that are going on. And that's always been the case. And I guess in that circumstance, you might well be working as a venue operator. You might well be working with not necessarily a massive number, but a few fairly large vendors that are covering certain aspects, whether it's security, food and beverage, whatever it might be. Um, but I find it quite interesting moving from these kind of like KPI based ongoing services into the more outcome based project style services, which are naturally aligned with the reinvestment side of it. And I think for me, that feels like that adds a significant amount of complexity to the procurement side of things. When you've got to go out and find new vendors, you've got to look at services you're not necessarily haven't been using regularly. Have you seen that impact the market, or are you seeing that start to impact the market now?
Yeah, I did even when I was at Madison Square Garden. I mean, it becomes challenging. I think if any of your listeners could agree, it's that it's not like as we spend more, we constantly get more resources to manage that spend, right? It's not like the operations goes, hey, I got a budget approval for 4 new projects. Let me hire those people to manage those projects. You're really being challenged to do more with the same, if not less, right? So how do I do that? You really look for efficiencies. I keep using the words scalable, sustainable. Every time I think of a process, it's got to be scalable and sustainable. And anytime you could leverage technology or leverage some sort of solution to do that for you, or at least help manage it for efficiency, it allows you to scale that a little greater, right? Because you still have all the same components in this venue world. The show, I always say the show has to go on. It doesn't stop because you have these other 4 or 5 projects. And these 4 or 5 projects may have tentacles that have 10 projects underneath the 4 or 5. So you're really talking, you can get 20 to 30 different initiatives that you have to manage on top of your typical make sure that the venue operates the way that it's supposed to, that the guest experience coming through the door till the time they leave the door is the same and or better, and that they're enjoying that show that has to happen. But then you have these other projects, and to do that well and keep up with all the variables underneath each one, the different service levels, and especially as procurement, we're mindful that we try to put as many service levels in there so we get the deliverable that we need at the end of that commitment. It becomes challenging, almost impossible to manage that, especially in a decentralized model where the business doesn't have the procurement support, and if the procurement support has the resources to even keep up with that demand, right? It's very challenging to do that in a manual way, so you really need to leverage some sort of technology solution to do that for you.